Hey.
Howdy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. You hear me all right?
Yeah, you sound great. Better than us. You sound better than Randy.
You bet.
Yeah. It sounded good.
Well, it's a low bar to clear, but welcome here.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
No problem.
Okay, so welcome here, Luke.
Yeah.
How's Vietnam?
Yeah, it's good. It's yeah, awesome, man. What can I say? I got a lot to say about Vietnam. It's good.
You're probably in like the Days Inn in Winnipeg or something, just pretending you're in Vietnam.
Yeah, yeah. You never know, right? I mean, the regular wall behind me. Well,
Come on.
there's not
Ooh.
paintings like that in Canada. That's
Very
Vietnamese-ish.
abstract.
There you
I
go.
dig it. Yeah, no. As Westerners, we expect everyone in Vietnam and Southeast Asian countries to look Southeast Asian. You know, the where you're sitting. You're supposed to be in the middle of a market. You're supposed to be kind of with the flow.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
way too clean.
Yeah, it's good. It's a regular house until you go outside. Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah, that's interesting. So for people that don't know, Luc Loewen is here. A Steinbach boy, the way I understand it, living in Vietnam, pursuing a rap career, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say.
Mhm.
So give us a bit of your background.
Yeah, man. Well, I was actually born in Winnipeg, and I moved to Ontario when I was 5 years old until I was 15, and then I moved back to Steinbach until I was 22, and I went traveling, and then ended up in Vietnam, where I've been since.
Nice. Oh,
Nice.
I forgot to record the video. Like idiot. Okay, cool. So then we're so we're coming from. Well, I'm in Steinbach. Randy's in New Bothwell. So
Mhm.
I mean, there's not too many homegrown rappers.
I mean, there's a lot of people from Steinbach that want to be rappers. Don't get me wrong, but there's not a lot that actually do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're
that
both.
was me until I did it.
So Randy and I are both rap fans. I would say I'd classify
Mhm.
ourselves as. I'm not an expert in any means, but Eminem is my jam, and
Oh yeah.
everything else
Yeah.
is, we'll see. But so as a kid, kind of describe how the how the rapping thing came to be.
Yeah, man. Well, it started writing when I was 15, like just scribbling lyrics in a pad kind of thing. And yeah, that was just an on and off hobby. And something I did it was like a coping mechanism for any negativity that was in my life as a troubled youth. And yeah, just my outlet. And yeah, so I was just doing that for a long time until it was not until a couple of years ago that I actually started writing full songs and recording them, like with choruses and whatnot. Before I would, do some rapping, just straight lyrics, not any full, composed songs or anything. So
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, like again, the impetus behind becoming a rapper most times is some kind of trauma, or just because it's kind of humorous, or something kind of in between. I mean, we don't need to get into kind of the specifics, but I'm interested just kind of what would you say your theme or your
style.
Yeah.
And who were your biggest influences in wanting to do it?
Yeah.
Well, for wanting to do it, it's been something I've been saying since I was, 15. I've been making excuses like, oh, I'm going to record a song one day. Yeah. And then like 10 years later, I'm like, maybe I should actually do it now. So like a couple of years ago, I think one thing that actually made me commit to it and start taking action instead of just saying, one day I'll do this, was when my mother passed away. And having a death close to me really made me really, really, really think about what I want to do before I die. And then had always been like some dream of mine that I was too scared to chase, kind of thing. So when that happened, I was like, I just got to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's amazing. I mean, sorry for your loss, and that's
sure.
never a good thing. But the fact that you found something to kind of give you the wherewithal to really pursue your dreams, because again, most of us have things that we wish we had done and we never did, and we're not like honestly on our tombstone would probably say host of a mediocre podcast, and I don't know if we need to be so proud of that, but there are actually better things probably that I've never done. So props to you for kind of taking that, I guess, the grief or the push and pursuing something as audacious, as ambitious as becoming a rapper.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, but that's often what it takes, right? Is it makes you kind of like take a look at it and go, life is precious, life can be short, right? So why not do what I want to do before my time's up, right?
Exactly. What do I really want to do? Do I want to look back and say like, oh, wish I did that? No, that's not what I want to say. So
yeah,
now I'm doing it.
I mean, it's going pretty well. I mean, based on your recent video prototype, you have almost 8,000 views, and you got all these other videos, thousands and thousands of views. It seems like it's popping off pretty good lately.
Yeah, it's been going better than I expected at this stage, for sure.
For sure. What's the reaction been like in the local scene?
Well, that the video for It's All Right got me on Vietnam News.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. That was the first time, I had ever been on any kind of news or featured on any type of, website or anything like that. First time I was interviewed. So that was really cool. And yeah, like there's, not the majority of Vietnam are not rap fans, that's for sure. But like amongst the youth, it's becoming popular. There's been this Vietnamese rap show that's kind of, boosted the awareness of rap music, and it's becoming more of a cultural thing, more enjoyed, more listened to. Yeah, but for me, like, yeah, I mean, I've been meeting people that like music. They say they like my music, so it's enough for me.
Yeah. Well, and even to that point, with while you're at home, or people from back here, how are they taking it? As are they a little bit flabbergasted, or are they digging it, or what?
Yeah, it's nice to hear from all the buddies. Like, oh, yeah, it's funny because like just the fact that I'm in Vietnam makes everything more interesting to everybody else.
For sure.
like, yeah, like that Steinbach online article that was like Mennonite from Steinbach in Vietnam rapping. Like,
yeah,
all those weird combinations.
It's like playing Mad Gabs. Yeah, it's just
yeah. But yeah, it's nice I got a lot of support from the buddies back home for sure, and they're all digging it, so that's awesome.
What would you say the rap what's the word I'm thinking of? Like the how saturated is rap in a place like Steinbach? Is there a lot of people that we're not aware of that are kind of really pushing the envelope, trying to get rap started in the southeast?
In Asia?
No, in Steinbach.
Steinbach. Oh, not that I know of, man. Like,
yeah.
when I was young, I was pretty much the only rapper that I knew. So like, I think that almost like hindered me in a way, because nobody to like feed off of and like rap with. But I had my one buddy Gordy. We would freestyle, but he moved to BC. So like every time I would see him, he'd come back for a year and we'd rap together. So, but I mean, yeah, I haven't met too many Steinbach rappers. There's a few, actually. Yeah, I know a couple. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure the population's so small already. Like,
yeah, even having one is probably above average. So,
right. Well, per capita, it's already huge, right? With the one rapper.
Yeah. And then just to add the Vietnam spin on it too is just an added bonus. Yeah. Do you remember what was your first as you're jotting down, say a hook or an actual song or a chorus or something? Is there anything that stands out to you as like the first thing you wrote that you're like, ooh, this is good. I dig this. This hits.
There's not anything specific, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm too much of I don't think my stuff is as good as it is, I think. like when I have other people like contacting me and being like, this is awesome. Can I swear?
Yeah, have at her. Fucking give her, buddy.
Fucking awesome. Then I'm like, oh wait, maybe this is good. So like, actually the first song when I was like super, super pumped about is when I started working with my new sound engineer. He's actually based in Dubai. Met him
Oh,
on
cool.
Instagram, and he mixes and masters my stuff now ever since No Solution. When I got that song mixed and mastered sent back to me, I was like, this is fucking like good. like I'm actually proud of this one, you know. So
Yeah.
that was a good feeling. But
Oh,
I mean,
that's incredible.
Yeah, other than that.
And to be honest, when I read the article, it was going around a little bit because you had your CBC interview, you had the Steinbach Online article, and I saw some local folks sharing it around. And I'm like, what? Come on, a rapper in Vietnam? You know, I mean, it's probably a guy, and he's, you know, it's fine. It's probably okay. And I listened to it. I was like, Jesus Christ! All right, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, the music
not bad
is
at
good
all.
for sure.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, I've blown out my car speakers ages ago, so it didn't sound as good as probably the mixer would have liked, but I made do.
That's one thing actually that I've been wanting to do is play my music in a car, because here we drive motorbikes and I haven't heard my own song in a car yet. Like back home, you know, you got the subs going and bumping tunes, and like,
yeah,
I just want to do that with my songs, but I don't have a car.
Oh, I still remember I used to drive a 94 Grand Am, and I got new speakers for my birthday. I think it was 17 or something, from my parents or whatever it was. They weren't even that good, but they were just new speakers for this car, and a new stereo and stuff back when you actually put stereos in cars. But I remember even Randy was around a lot too. We'd drive around town blasting, you know, Tenacious D out the open windows in Steinbach in like 2007.
Tenacious D is still cool. Doesn't matter what year it is. Yeah.
I still do it, but it was we purposely were like trying to piss people off, I think, and just you know, any of the old Mennonites going by and just hearing Beelzebub and going crazy. It's
yeah, I think blasting music out of a car is like a staple of youth for sure. Like,
yeah, it's absolutely like a quintessential
West,
teenage thing to do.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm such a hypocrite.
To the gas station, like, don't even turn it down. Like 40 regular.
I'm such a hypocrite because even now, I'm 30 now, so I'm an old man. And as people go by, boom, 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 and me and my wife are like, what a loser. And then I do the exact same thing still. It's just when I'm not in the car, it's uncool. But
it's just because it's not our music, right? So it's not our music. So turn it down, turn my music up. Right? You know
exactly.
Yeah. Celine Dion or bust, man.
That's right.
But actually, one specific memory as far as rap goes, Randy, remember when we went to Dairy Queen and Shannon was working in the drive-thru, and we pulled up, and she was getting our order, and I started cranking. Oh damn it! The Eminem. I'm gonna fucking cam. Yeah. And, and you could see people at the till. They're like looking at the drive-thru, and we're just a couple of morons.
Yeah, that's got to be like the worst song to play in public.
Oh yeah, it's not cool at all. Like, wow, it's cool, but it's not good to do. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Hey, you. Yeah, you.
Me?
Got bush?
Bush.
Got bush? You definitely do if you haven't tried the best products from our sponsor today, Manscaped. After using these life-changing products, you're going to want to join a ballsack beauty contest. I'm looking out for you too, because I also have an exclusive 20% off discount. Use the code IDIOTS at manscaped.com.
Ballsack beauty contest. That is something that would blow up on YouTube, but not something I think that should.
Hot damn.
So, yeah, we all enjoy, looking good, feeling good, being smooth for our significant others. We've all had the issues of getting, taking care of ourselves. We all let things get out of hand. But luckily, with Manscaped, they're dedicated to helping you level up your full body grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0. The Perfect Package 3.0 kit comes with the essential lawnmower to really hack through the jungle that you've let grow there this past winter. With its a waterproof cordless body trimmer and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your grooming routine.
This is the best trimmer to help you trim up the hedges. It features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to advanced skin-safe technology pioneered by Manscaped. When you trim the hedges, that tree stands taller. Ain't that the truth, boys? Now, inside the Perfect Package, you'll also find the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, making sure your balls are smelling majestic before your Tinder date.
Smart. especially during COVID, you're not supposed to get too close with the face and the spitting, but if they want to get near down your balls, make sure they smell real nice. You also find the Crop Reviver Ball Toner, a spray-on testy toner that's designed to make your balls smell irresistible, which is interesting. Be sure to add their refined cologne to your arsenal. I dig it. I use it regularly. Shit works. Good. With a Perfect Package or Performance Package purchase, you get two free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value add, and the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. So get after it, folks. Go to the website, get yourself some. 20% off, free shipping with the code IDIOTS, IDIOTS, at manscaped.com. Do yourself a favor and always use the right tools for your bush trimming excursion. I'm not even going to use the word experience. I'm going to say excursion.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
Everybody, go out, get yourself 20% off, free shipping with the code IDIOTS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com, and use the code IDIOTS, IDIOTS. It's 2021 and you still got bush? Change that with Manscaped.
Got bush, TM, like Clayton and Tarzan hacking through the jungle. We're here to help.
As Phil Collins goes hard in the background. Yeah. So when you started to travel, what made you choose Vietnam as the place to kind of settle in?
Well, I was in Australia first.
Australia.
And my roommate there, an Australian dude, he had been to Vietnam and he spent 8 months in Vietnam. And I was like, man, I want to go to Asia, but I don't know where. And he's like, go to Vietnam. And I was like, okay. I was like, I've decided to go to Vietnam because of you, because you say it's awesome. Yeah. And so I came here. I started in Ho Chi Minh City. My original plan was to get a motorbike and travel. And then I got to Ho Chi Minh and I saw the traffic and I was like, fuck that. I'm never getting on a motorbike. This is fucking crazy. And then 5 days later, I got on a motorbike. And then I just did it anyways. And I motorbiked up all the way up the country through the mountains, taking like the longest way possible to like get up to the north. And when I ended up in Hanoi in the north, I stayed around that area for a month. And that's, throughout the country, I was meeting people, other foreigners that introduced me to the opportunity of teaching English here. And then I thought, oh, that's actually something that I can do. You know, I didn't even consider that as a possibility when I came traveling. But then after falling in love with Vietnam and realizing this is something that I could do, I decided to do it. So when I came back to Canada, I just worked for 3 months and sold everything I had in my storage unit. Saved up, sold my car, and then came right back and been here since.
Nice.
That's
nice.
Wicked.
I have a strange memory for some reason that Ho Chi Minh used to be Saigon, or am I misremembering that?
Yeah, it used to be called Saigon. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think they'd renamed it after the war, I think.
Yeah, it checks out.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. What was the reception like for you, or what was the feeling like as you arrive as a presumably tall-ish white guy in Vietnam? How's it been?
It really depends where you go, but my first impression of Vietnam when I landed in Ho Chi Minh was like, holy shit, there's so many bikes, so many people. This is crazy. It was intense culture shock for sure.
Yeah.
And I got out of the taxi and there was like a 2-minute walk through these alleyways to my hostel. And within that 2-minute walk, like immediately exiting the taxi, I see these like people screaming and like swearing at each other, and this guy's like getting beat with this chair leg or something, and I'm like, this is crazy. So I like walked past them, and then like
just walk
30
by.
seconds after that, there's this lady like bent over in the middle of the road peeing, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is crazy. Like I've been here for 1 minute. This is insane. And then like I got to the hostel and I'm like telling everybody, and they're like, nah, you just got weirdly lucky. It's not that crazy. Because I'm like, oh, that set the bar really, really high.
Just what the hell did I get myself into?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, but as far as like people being blown away just by the fact that you are white or you're not from Vietnam, In most of the cities, it's like there are other foreigners here for sure. Like it's not
For sure.
it's rare depending on where you go. Like some places in the city, they will look at you, you know, like I lived where I lived for 2 years. I still walked past my neighbors and they'd be like, oh, like just kind of like, look at that guy, you know? But like the most bewildered I've seen people is when I bike up into the mountains in like these little hamlets that, you know, I only end up on this road because of Google Maps fucking up. And I'm like, no one's ever going to drive here on purpose kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, they'll just be like, they'll like gather their whole family, like, look, and like just gather around you and like point at you. And it's like, they've just never seen a white person. So they're bewildered.
That's so wild.
Right.
Especially because we come from a place that is predominantly white. If you've never been to Steinbach, then, you know, it's pretty white. We're pretty beige as a whole. So it's interesting to be that person that's not the majority, which again, I think informs a lot of the rhetoric involving immigration and politics and stuff. And there's a lot of that when you're the predominant majority race, it's easy to dismiss other people's concerns. But that's not what we're going to talk about. But it is interesting, especially when you go to those places. I went to Hong Kong in 2019. And again, that's a fairly mishmash of cultures. Like it's still Chinese, but there's a lot of white folks around. But even then, we went to a club. No, this was in Taiwan. We popped over to Taiwan, and we're in a club. Me, my uncle, my cousin, and we're both 6'1" plus, and you could see all the way across the club. Everywhere you wanted to look, nobody was in your sight line. Like I was at least a head taller than every other person in that place. And as they're walking by, everybody's watching you. You're just these three white dudes in a sea of Taiwanese, and it's such a strange feeling.
Right.
It is strange. Yeah. It's something that I haven't gotten used to, I think. I mean, that sometimes it gets annoying. Actually, this one experience sticks out to me because like we were in some random village that I don't know the name of, and I was bike tripping there with a couple buddies, and we ended up talking to this girl with Google Translate who's like, oh, there's a festival, come see this festival. And so we walked with her to this festival. It was for Lunar New Year. And we were standing in this crowd, like we were walking up these stairs. And if you turn around and look down the stairs, you could just see like a sea of phones. And as we were standing there, just people like a lineup of people like picture and like it's literally what it's like to be famous. It's pretty much, I assume, a taste of fame, other than like they don't speak your language.
They have no idea who you are, but they're interested in you. Yeah,
you're exotic.
Interesting because like they don't see people like you. Yeah,
you're like a tiger in a zoo. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like
give us a vibe of I mean, Ho Chi Minh and just kind of the country in general. Again, I've been meaning to learn more about the Vietnam War and get more into that, kind of see what the issue is. I know my father-in-law is from Laos, and I've listened to some histories about Cambodia and things that whole area has been kind of shit on for a long time. What's the feeling like? You know, as a city, what's the vibe? Is it pretty bumping? Is it kind of haggard in places, or kind of both?
In Hanoi, there are, you know, like there are Marriott hotels and places that you would go that when when you think of Vietnam, before you go to Vietnam, you think it's going to be like almost war torn, right? That's just
right.
Yeah. All the stuff we hear about it back home is war, you know? So, like there's definitely places in the city that are fully developed, regular city vibes, other than like a lot of people, more than, you know, in Winnipeg, you know, more people, more bikes. But in contrast to that, there's definitely lots of just like shack houses and stuff like that. So it definitely varies. The vibes vary for sure. There's poor areas and rich areas. And when you go out into the villages, that's where you see like the people that just have like a small wooden house, and they farm the land, and that's it.
Yeah. Subsistence farming. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So with I don't know, with rap and stuff. So who is your rap, I guess, idol or your influence? You think
Give
who
us
did
like
you
your
grow
top,
up listening to?
your top 5.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, that may be hard. Yeah, it's really hard.
Garth Brooks.
Yeah. I mean, Eminem. I gotta say Eminem for sure because
Yeah,
I often forget about talking about him because he's always like a given. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows Eminem, but
yeah.
like obviously he was one of the first earliest rappers I listened to that made me intrigued about rhymes and wordplay. Swollen Members. I don't know if you've heard of Swollen Members. They were a big influence on me when
I
I was
haven't.
really young.
Mm-hmm.
They're from Vancouver. Mad Child, Prevail, they make up Swollen Members, the duo. As
That
a
is quite the
kid, they
name.
were, yeah, yeah, they were pretty influential to me. I mean, I'm just gonna drop a bunch of names because I can't like organize them all into like a
Sure.
strategic top 5. But like
Sure,
Big L, Big Pun, MF Doom, Mac Miller, Action Bronson. Action Bronson is a guy that always, when I listen to a song of his, it always just makes me want to write.
Oh, I've heard the name. I think I don't think I've ever listened to him though.
Yeah, the way he raps, man, is awesome. Like the imagery that he provides, and just the way he talks about things is awesome. It's unique, and I love it. It always makes me want to write. And I say Mac Miller because Mac Miller's album Swimming, the one that he released before he died,
Mm-hmm.
that had a big impact on me as well. Because before I was just, when I was in my only writing lyrics stage without making choruses and songs, I can never write hooks and stuff like that. But that album Swimming really got my mind open to almost like melodic styles, and it just broadened my spectrum of like what I think that I can write. You know what I mean? Because before I was like a diehard like like lyricism dude. So like I'd be like, fuck Drake, like those guys all suck. You know what I mean? Like a huge hater. Like if it's not lyrical, like it's trash. You know what I mean? Like he didn't even hardly rhyme, kind of thing. So I was just a hater.
Yeah.
But like when I opened my mind to realize that like it's all amazing in its own way, and I started taking things from these melodic style raps and these say fewer words, say cooler things style raps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, it just made me grow. It made me grow. So that Mac Miller.
That's
Yeah,
good.
for me.
I dig that. Randy, what's your list? Who are your rappers of choice?
If I had to do like a top 5, probably
Mm-hmm.
Eminem is certainly in there. I think he's one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I would put Tupac. I would put Big L was a good shout. I do like Big L.
Yeah.
Like Mace, a lot of those guys. I would say I like Necro. I don't think he's a big popular guy for a lot of people, but I do like his stuff. And I would also probably put Dre up there as well. I quite like Dre as well.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Nice.
Mine are predominantly white, which is I don't know. I've never been big into quote hip hop, but again, I like the lyricists. I like the fast, the quick guys. The Eminem.
A lot of
I love
technical rapping.
Yeah, I love Lil Dicky. I love what's his name? I just had it.
Bet you want to say Logic?
No, well, I do like Logic, but that's not.
Okay.
That wasn't who I was thinking of. There was. Damn it! I'm drawing a blank on his name. Anyway, doesn't matter. There's another.
Must not be in your top 5.
Well, if we're basing that on how shitty my memory is, then nothing is in my top 5. I couldn't list 5 breakfast cereals in a row based on my stupid brain. But Watsky. That's the name
okay.
Watsky.
Gotcha. Watsky, I don't think I've heard of him.
I think it's Watsky, something like that. It's really quick. I think he's a white guy.
Yeah, he got big on YouTube kind of first, and then sort of branched out into his rap thing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like him. Yeah, not that it matters. what's your genre of music that you go? What's your go-to that isn't rap? What's your next one?
Oh man, that's tough too. Like there are many periods of my life where I didn't listen to rap at all. Like
Yeah.
Say rap might be my least listened to genre, surprisingly. Like I don't
Maybe
know,
because
man.
it's like because you do it, you don't listen to it a ton. Because it's like if you make pizza every day, do you want to eat a pizza after that?
Yeah, true. That's a good theory. Maybe that's why. Yeah. I think I just like too much music that I don't have time to listen to it all. But it's like, yeah, I'll just drop a bunch of names like Metallica and Black Sabbath and all that. Like
The classics.
definitely love the classic rock, like Led Zeppelin, the Doors, the Beatles, all that old stuff. Yeah, blues. Like I love listening to slide guitar.
Yeah.
The resonant, like bottleneck guitar, all that. Neil Young, just throwing out a bunch of stuff. Yeah, like and heavier, like the heaviest stuff I listen to is Pantera. Like I'm not really into like that heavy, like puking screamo stuff, but like Pantera is like the bar for me. I like Pantera. Yeah, and then yeah, I'll even have like a couple like white girl pop songs in my
I was just gonna say, what's your guilty pleasure song? What's the one that you don't feel super comfortable telling people about?
Oh, it's got to be one. Let me think. Oh, you know that song that's like, I don't care, I love it. You know that song? I like that song, man. I like that song. Yeah.
No shame, no shade.
Called,
totally get it.
Yeah.
I was listening to Clay Aiken the other day, just on a whim. So that's
Fly
where
on
my
the
head
wall
is
or
at.
whatever the hell that song is.
It was yeah, it's called Invisible, folks. People that were alive in 2003 and aware of American Idol. If you dug Clay Aiken, re-listen to that song, and it's super creepy. It's not it's
For
not
sure
okay.
It is. My one go-to guilty pleasure song is always Katy Perry, The One That Got Away. What a classic.
Oh, yeah.
The One That Got Away. There's a lot of them. I have my entire playlist is guilty pleasures. I'm a big ballad guy. I like listening to love songs. Dig it. I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then right after it'll be some like, Falling in Reverse or some emo heavy metal something. And it's
yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. Like if I throw my Spotify on shuffle when I'm at the gym, I'll be like lifting to Pantera, and then suddenly it's like a bridge over. Like trying to get pumped here, man. Like,
yeah.
And Garfunkel, man, like get lit, man.
Yeah.
Turn it up, Simon.
Yeah.
You getting any like fan noise? Is it all good here?
Not from you, just from Randy.
No, just me. I'm a piece of shit.
No, it sounds good. It's way quieter in Vietnam than I expected.
yeah. I'm in a little quiet area right now, which is good. Yeah, I just moved districts. I used to live in like this little industrial zone. So there's like a welding shop right beside me, and like depending on where you are, there'll be dogs and chickens and all that. So
right,
people peeing in the street, you know how it is.
Karaoke, like distortedly loud, terrible singing karaoke. It's hit or miss, man.
I don't understand what I need to look into this more because I don't understand what the obsession in Asian countries with karaoke. I don't.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing for sure. It's yeah, man, it's everywhere.
But even countries that despise each other, they all love karaoke. It blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Nobody. Well, I don't know. Does anybody do karaoke here other than immigrants?
I mean, I used to love going to karaoke at the bar, but it's like a different thing. Like karaoke there is like go to the bar and get drunk and sing in front of a bunch of people. But here it's like on the street or like in the house or go to a little room.
Yeah.
And sing karaoke like just with your friends.
It's like the event.
The first time I realized that people did that karaoke in the room is in Australia. And I went like, oh, let's go to karaoke. I want to sing and be stupid. And then like they're like, okay, so how much? It's like $40 for a room. And I'm like, a room? Like, what do you mean? We're like, no, we're trying to, not be in a room. I don't know.
Yeah. normally you're in front of 100 other drunk people, and so it doesn't matter how bad you are. But then, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's to Southeast Asia what saunas are to Scandinavia, is what it seems like to me. That it's one of those things that we don't.
Good comparison.
That we don't really think about. Yeah. Anyway, so we're recording on Easter weekend, and last week we recorded an episode, and I asked for some input, and I forgot to bring it up. So we're going to hit a couple of the things that that people brought up. One of which is comparing. This is from Tanis Bergen, good friend of the show. She wrote, "Are eggies as good as mini eggs?" And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what eggies were until she asked about them. So this is kind of an Easter themed candy question. What's any thoughts? Anybody else would know what eggies are?
Don't know what eggies are.
Nah, man, mini eggs are the goat.
Yep. That was my first.
It's got to be Cadbury or it's shit.
By default, mini eggs are better.
But yeah,
that's fair. Sorry, Tanis.
Egg, though.
Yeah. Oh.
Now I'm thinking about all the food that I can't get here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Y'all got any ketchup chips, man?
We'll send you some. Just mail them over.
Yeah. Them ketchup chips, man.
So yeah, we don't really think about it because ketchup chips are a staple in Canada, but I don't think they're even very popular in the U.S., are they?
Yeah, I don't think they even have them in the U.S.
They don't have them in the States, I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Yeah. One thing I've heard is that in other countries they call Cool Ranch Doritos Cool American Doritos in other countries.
That's funny.
Which is a bit of an oxymoron, but that's neither here nor there. So we're going mini eggs all day. Sorry, Tanis, nobody knows what eggies are.
I think eggies are like just the generic version of a mini egg.
Oh, no, they're Cadbury.
Just those chocolate eggs that are like just pure chocolate wrapped in colorful tinfoil. Those generic ones?
They are. I'm looking it up. I'll share my screen here. They are. So everyone knows what mini eggs are, but Hershey's makes eggies.
Can't say I've had.
Why do I do this one? Multiple blah blah blah. Share screen. This one. So basically, these are eggies. So they're virtually like the same
thing, just different brand.
Yeah, it's the Hershey's version. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But fuck Hershey's, man.
No,
we're going.
It's Cadbury
all day.
A diehard brand loyalty already driven into my system for the Cadbury.
Yeah, you haven't even seen my Cadbury back tattoo.
Just the tramp stamp right above.
Yeah.
A male tramp stamp. It's just mini eggs right around my belly button.
Yeah. Insert here.
Yeah, we could definitely put a few mini eggs in there if we really tried. Anyway, all right, next one. This one is super off the wall, and Luke and Katie reached out to say, "Is it just me, or does the game hide and seek give everyone the urgency to poop?" That was exactly my reaction. Looking at your faces, that is exactly. I was like, I never thought about it.
Situations that I've been like, why do I have to poop now? But I always have to poop when I go grocery shopping, man. I don't know why, but it's like, all right, I'm in the store. Let's do some shopping. It's like, oh, I got to do this quickly because I got to poop now.
Just like your body's trigger.
Yeah, your body's like, ooh, we're gonna refill. Let's quickly jettison the load.
Yeah. I can't say I've ever had the urge to shit playing hide and seek. Maybe for them, if it happens to them, maybe it's like a stress thing because they're all worried about like shit. I gotta hide now. Now the anxiety's ramping up. You know,
could be. Yeah. I mean, it would likely be harder as an adult because everything gets a little bit looser. You got to poop a little more frequently, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just having trouble remembering the last time I actually played hide and seek.
Me too. Yeah. Well, especially in Vietnam. Good luck. You can't hide very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just had to touch on that. She seemed to think that it was like a known thing, and I guess it's just within their family. I don't know.
I think they're alone. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. They're weirdos. One last one here. Shout out to Bobby Boo. Hey, Bobby Booyah on
Bobby.
His. This was from his beer review page. Check it out, folks. Go to Swirl and Whirl on Instagram. Speaking of which, quick plug: they're starting a YouTube channel doing based in Transcona, kind of interviewing craft beer makers called The Great Northeast, and it's kind of like a sketch comedy thing. Anyway, Check it out. Great Northeast. Follow him right now. His thing: birds need gravity to eat. Without gravity, they would die. And again, that blew my mind when I heard it, and I Googled it, and it's true. So for all the people that don't care, but I'm going to read it anyway. In the esophagus, a series of contraction and relaxation take place that pushes or moves food towards the stomach. That movement is called peristalsis. Now, in most birds, such peristaltic movement doesn't take place in their esophagus. Hence, they need to depend on gravity to push their food through the esophagus, which, imagine if that was for us. I mean, we're gravity bound anyway, but it's, I don't know, the magic of the animal kingdom, folks. It's a weird life. I also have I'm going to try and
space would just like not be able to eat or what?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So they wanted to send birds up to, I guess, to see how they react to space, and they couldn't eat anything because in zero gravity they couldn't swallow anything.
They were just like endlessly chewing. Oh, that'd be torturous. Huh?
But do they even chew? Because they don't have teeth.
No,
so
they
just swallow.
They don't just like take a bite.
It's basically me at Easter dinner.
Yeah,
you just jam it full. Hope for the best. Right. But yeah, so basically, I'm going to try and do a clumsy segue here. So in Vietnam, I suspect that there's a lot of what's the wildlife like as you're going up and down? Are you worried about snakes, bugs, spiders, scorpions, any of that stuff?
I haven't done much like hiking through the bush or anything like that, where I'm sure there'd be more snakes and stuff. But I have seen a few snakes on the road. I actually drove over a snake. I think that's what made me crash. Yeah.
Call the cops.
I had a weird crash when I was motorbiking across Vietnam. I ran over this snake, and then it was 5 minutes later that my bike just I still don't know why. I was before that I was taking these crazy turns, and this was just a very gradual turn, and something happened, and my bike just I don't know if there was a patch of something, or I honestly don't know. Maybe the snake guts were dripping onto the wrong part of the tire. That I don't know, man. But it just my bike just went down, and I slid 20 feet. I don't know. I was really lucky because usually there's trucks coming, and they would have just obviously ran me over. But there was nobody in the oncoming lane, so I just rolled a little bit, and then got
just
up.
Know that if they ran you over in 5 or so minutes, the Luke guts on their wheels would have just veered them right off the road.
I would, get them from the grave.
Yeah, that's all it was. The snake's spirit just took about 5 minutes to pop out, and then it just popped into your tires to fuck with
That's what I was thinking. It was a bad omen.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So speaking of snakes, again, this is a silly segue that nobody cares about, but I heard this recently, and I want to tell everybody. Do you know how antivenom is made?
With venom?
Aside from milking them, milking their fans, and then using
that's what everybody knows, and that's what I thought it was super boring. It's you get the antivenom, and then somehow it just magically reverses venom. I don't know. But turns out, again, this is another idiot tangent that no one cares about but me. But I'm going to force all of you to listen to it. So speaking of snakes and venomous snakes in general, so we all know that you collect the venom, you milk the snake into a whatever little jar, and from the fangs. But it turns out after that, most anti-venom facilities or whatever science places and stuff, they actually have a stable full of horses that they inject a tiny little bit of the venom toxins into the horse, a tiny little amount. It doesn't kill them. It's kind of swells a little bit. They get a little bit uncomfortable maybe. And then over the course of 2-3 months, they keep doing this until the horse, they basically vaccinate the horse against venomous snakes. And then they take 6 liters of blood from a horse, because that's the equivalent of us giving whatever 4 pints or whatever we give. And so then they take that out, and that's what the antivenom's from. It's basically just horse blood turned into medicine, which
that's intense.
Is bananas.
Interesting.
Yeah, super not vegan.
I'm sure the PETA people love that.
Oh man, my wife was very uncomfortable when I told her about it, but I forced her to listen to it too, just like I'm forcing all of you. But anyway, that was interesting to me. So after your bike crash, you okay? You hurt yourself?
Yeah, I was just banged up a little bit, but nothing was too bad. I was definitely lucky.
Yeah.
Been
That
worse
snake
for
was just
sure.
laughing.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, like, I've seen a couple gnarly big spiders
Oof.
in the cities actually, as well as out in the mountains. Actually, I saw one of the weird things I saw was like I was driving down the road near my old house in the middle of the city, people all around, and I see this thing on the road going like this. I thought it was a snake, and it was moving so fast. And as I drove next to it, I realized that it was like a giant centipede, like
Oh,
this
I was gonna
big,
guess
Oh,
that.
man.
Yeah,
in the middle of the street. And I was like, oh man, that's gnarly.
that's wild. Now just picture
Yeah.
that like running over your arm or something.
Yeah, in your house. Yeah, not
Ugh.
cool.
Ugh.
No
When we were
thanks.
when we were in Cuba before lockdown, like the first one, we just got back like 2 days before they shut down international travel. But my dad was in his room and he felt something like crawling on his face, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Whatever. And then it came back or whatever, and he like grabbed it and he looked at it was a scorpion had come into his room,
Oh,
and he's like,
shit.
Oh.
just like sweeps it off, and then it was in his blankets, and he pulled all his blankets off the bed and started stomping on it just to kill the fucking scorpion.
That's crazy, man.
And then he talks to the housekeepers, and they're like, "Oh, that almost never happens."
Yeah.
Well, that's great, wonderful.
Well,
Thank you for that. Yeah.
You got really lucky. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the people die when they get in there.
Yeah.
But no, he and he grew up in South America, so his reaction was probably more calm than mine would have been. But yeah, it's
Right.
wild. What's the housing market like in Hanoi?
Yeah, I mean, rent is considerably cheaper.
Like on average,
Okay.
what's kind of the vibe there? What's what would an apartment cost the average person there?
I just moved into this new apartment, like one bedroom, living room, little kitchen. It's like, what is it? 9 million dong, which is like, let me think about that for a minute.
$8.
Oh, 400. It's like 400 US dollars.
Wow, yeah, that's a good
Okay.
deal.
Yeah, and I mean, it's my own place, so you can find cheap housing if you need to. Like, I got buddies that live in share houses and stuff for considerably cheaper than what I pay, because my place is modern. Yeah, but I mean,
Centipede houses.
in Canada, I was paying 800 and something for a 1-bedroom apartment, or I think that was a 2-bedroom actually. Can't remember. But yeah, like 800 Canadian dollars would get you a really nice apartment here.
Yeah.
Right.
My
But now
father
you sound
always
like a
says that.
baller going to all your buddies. Like, yeah, I pay $8 million a month for my place.
The YouTube money, man.
Yeah.
My father always talks about that because again, he moved back to Laos last year, and he talks about like, yeah, you bring like $1,500 Canadian and you fill a suitcase with the local currency, so you just feel like a boss.
For sure.
What else? I had a point. What was I going to say? Damn it. Happened again.
Brain's
Randy.
on fire today, Reg.
Oh man. I was buzzing. I burned it all out. It's only almost 11 on a Saturday morning. It's barely sun's barely up.
You need those mini eggs in your system. Get that sugar rush going again.
Yeah. Get popping.
None of them eggies though.
No.
Nah, fuck the
Eggies won't
Aggies.
have the same effect.
Your next song better be about how shit Aggies are and how many.
Yeah.
Like a diss track just about eggies.
Please. We'll even if it's a short little one, just make a short little video and send it to us, and we'll share it.
I feel like I should at least taste an eggie, not to be biased.
No.
But-
In today's day and age, you don't need to
Fuck
actually.
these.
Yeah, you don't need to experience things. You just
No.
shit on them. That's how it works.
Right, yeah. Okay. You've convinced me. Yeah.
Yeah. As a rapper, Luke, again, this is a super switch. Who won the Eminem Machine Gun Kelly battle?
Eminem.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah. Dude, really? You got to talk about that?
Dude, why do you think MGK went pop punk, man? Because you just can't come back from like the greatest diss rap of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I think people look at it as like they may have liked MGK's song more as a song, which I could get, maybe. But like,
Maybe.
If you break it down, you can't say that MGK won. If you break it down by like diss and
Yeah.
people have done
I
that
still
on
get
YouTube.
chills.
Yeah.
Yeah, listening to, Kill Shot and all that. It's or wait, is it Kill Shot? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kill Shot.
Yeah.
I still get chills listening to that.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it in a while.
What would be your reaction? Would you just crawl into a hole if Eminem was like, "Fuck Nuce"? We're gonna go.
If Eminem said my name, I'd probably be super happy. I don't even care. Like, if I'm at the level where like Eminem is dissing me, then I'm probably like fucking really successful at that.
Yeah,
point.
you're doing something right for sure.
Yeah.
You just orgasm and then go hide.
Move back to Steinbach, live a quiet life.
Yeah. Right.
I'm dead now. Yeah.
Nothing else to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. How long have we been going? What are we looking at here? 48 minutes. What you got planned coming up as far as actually we mentioned your rap name, and I know in the article it mentioned there wasn't much behind it, but maybe tell the story of how you came up with Nuce.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time since I started writing. I had a few rap names that I never really stuck with.
What were they?
One was Dome Sick Duke or something like that.
Dome Sick Duke.
And I can't remember the other one. One was H. I thought it was super cool. It was H, but spelt out like AITCH. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
And then I Googled it, and like somebody else is already called H, so I was pissed.
And Australians would be like, who the hell is that? Because they say H, which is super weird.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. I had a bunch that never stuck. I was always brainstorming, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out the like perfect thing because I wanted it to be like super meaningful and like encompass everything about me in like one word.
Right.
And it just, nothing was like, I couldn't stick with anything. And then it was time for me to actually just start releasing music. I was thinking about words that just sound cool, and I was like, Nuce.
Like Jake Epp. You should have just gone with Jake Epp or Henry Friesen.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, then I was just like, Nuce sounds cool. It's like short. It's got a little bit of a ring. I don't know. And then I just committed to it. Like, it's done. So
moving on.
Not really any meeting. Yeah.
I like it because even when I first read the article, I read it without reading it out loud for whatever, if that makes any sense. Because I didn't realize that it was Nuce for some reason. It just didn't click. It was a neat looking little word, but it didn't. And then I said it out loud. Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm a moron. So, but no, that. So then, what's as Nuce? What's on the front burner? What you got cooking? I mean, you just dropped a video prototype.
Yeah, prototype just dropped. I'm always making the next music video. I've got a backlog now of a handful of songs that I film a new music video pretty much every month. So I'm trying to release like every 5 weeks. Around every 5 weeks I should have a new music video, a new single coming out like for a long time. That's kind of the plan, to keep the consistent releases as opposed to one album that's dropped and kind of forgotten about. I'm going to be doing the monthly releases. That's been my strategy.
Yeah.
It's a smart strategy.
The music
for sure.
videos too. I met my videographer here is awesome dude. He's actually from Toronto area. I met him here and we built up a bit of a friendship, and he's been doing my music videos for a super good deal, which allows me to consistently do them like once a month.
Nice.
Yeah, which it's definitely an opportunity that not many people have. It's another advantage of being in Vietnam, because if I was in Canada, trying to find videographers to do this and mix and master my stuff and recording studios and blah, 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 it'd be
100%.
Just, more expensive.
It's interesting because I know a lot of artists are going away from full-on albums. And I don't know if I have an opinion on it, whether it matters to me or not. I like if an album is good, I like that there's an album, if that makes sense. But you have no way of knowing that beforehand. So it's I just like it being contained, where it's like I know where the song is and it's all, it's there. But that could I'm an old man. I don't know.
Right. The thing is that it's about like the attention span of today. And well, there's a couple reasons that I do it. One is the attention span. If you're like, yo, listen to my new album, it's like no one's gonna sit there and listen to like your half an hour long album. Like it's not gonna happen.
Right.
And so if you're like, yo, listen to this song, then it's like, okay, maybe I can check that song out.
Yeah.
And even then, like today, you know, like we're scrolling through Facebook, we're not stopping and listening to a 5-minute song or a 3-minute song. So that's one reason, is because of that. And it's about like building my fan base, because if I started when I had 0 fans and I was like, here's an album with 10 songs, for example, check this out. Who's gonna fucking check it out? You know what I mean?
Right.
If I release one song and I'm like, this is my first song, and I push that, and I build my fan base, and as I'm building a fan base, I consistently release more, then it's like there's more releases for fans to look forward to, and it just like the traction just builds and it like snowballs. You know what I mean?
And it always keeps you presently in mind, right? Like you said, because
exactly.
that consistency is there.
Exactly. Yeah. For my social media, I can make posts related to the one single, and consistently have stuff to post about it, again, to market it. And if I have one album, then it's like one post or one set of content. Like here's an album, and then it just disappears. But
right.
Yeah, I get that. And like you said, dropping an album when you have no fans, and it's just your grandma and your parents, and you know they'll support you regardless, but they don't really push the.
Like Eminem can drop an album and people are going to check it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's at that level, and many other people are at that level. But like, I mean, I'm not saying I'll never make an album, but for now, it just makes sense to just keep dropping the singles, and then
for sure,
it's fair. No, I dig it. Like I said, I love your sound. Like I make it akin to, I get it like a Lil Dicky vibe sort of to it. That it's quick, it's lyrical, it's not overtly offensive, even though his sort of often is, but it feels squeaky clean, even if it's not, if that makes sense. And I like that.
Yeah. Some are. I think I'm kind of all over the place with the cleanliness.
No, I'm totally fine if it's not, and I just like that I can listen to it, and it feels, like I said, feels like it might be clean. But then even if they're dropping, then if the lyrics are kind of sneaky dirty or sneaky dark, then
there's even some in It's Alright that are like, that are not like,
that's what
that's not like vulgar in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's Eminem's thing, man, where it's like he's already 2 lines by, and then all of a sudden it clicks. You're like, oh,
it forces you to listen to him 3 or 4 times just to get all the nuances to it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, that's awesome.
But Lil Dicky's definitely the guy that most people, the comparison that I've heard the most is Lil Dicky.
I would take it with honor. I love Lil Dicky.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I do.
He's great. No, so when's your Snoop Dogg collab coming out?
Yeah, hopefully that's on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first song I heard by him. Was that the one that like blew him up? I don't know.
I don't know. I think
he probably blew up.
Let Me Freak.
Made a song with Snoop Dogg.
Let Me Freak was probably the one that popped off the most. At least for me, that's what brought his into me.
Right. I think so. If you had to pick an artist today to collaborate with, who do you think you would pick out of like today's chart toppers? And
then also someone that may have died, someone who's alive and dead. Pick one or the other, and both.
I could just pick any person to make a song with. Alive, probably like Action Bronson. I think that'd be sick. I mean, there's many. I mean, I would, there's so many people I wouldn't want to make a song with, but just what comes to mind, like Action Bronson, I'd love to do a track with him. That'd be sick.
Better question: who wouldn't you want to do it with?
I don't know, man.
Just someone real bad. Fucking Drake. You don't want to do anything with that guy.
Who's the guy that made that song that was like, it was called Lifestyle, and it was like, does that ring a bell?
No.
What's this? Rich Homie Quan.
Yes,
And it's like the song is called Lifestyle, and it's just
Let's check it out.
It's hilarious. There's this guy on YouTube called Rap Critic, which you guys should watch. And I love him because he basically takes these songs and like holds their lyrics accountable and like just breaks down what they say. And sometimes like the way he talks about it is just hilarious. Like this guy just said this. He just said this. Like, what the fuck are you guys listening to this? And it's like, it's hilarious because
Gotta love the breakdowns.
People listen to it and don't know what they're listening to most of the time.
Yeah, especially as you get older. I'll play songs that I hear super clearly, like some Eminem thing or whatever, and my mother-in-law will be like, "That's just yeah." Like
It's like how I listen to mumble rap nowadays.
Ugh, that's how everyone listens to mumble rap. But wait, so who would you want to collaborate with? That's gone. That's passed away. Mac Miller, probably.
Mac Miller or MF Doom.
MF Doom, never heard of him.
He recently passed away. He's the guy that wore the mask. He had that metal mask.
Oh.
Super. He's another one of my big influences for sure.
Oh, okay. I saw memes going around with that guy or with that mask, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, R.I.P. But it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, let's dial it down here. Unless Randy, you got anything else you want to bring up?
No, I think I'm good, man. I like the music you're putting out. Keep putting it out. I think your strategy is good, and I think it's good to keep yourself at the forefront like that. So keep it up, man. I'm really enjoying it.
Appreciate it, man. Cheers.
When's the Steinbach diss track coming out? Let's really lay it on thick.
Drop some pierogi bars and shit. Yeah.
Oh my God, I've never wanted anything more in my entire life. But no, anyway.
I'll see if that happens.
Yeah. All right, so then plug whatever you have to plug. Let's send people towards your new music and such.
Yeah, for sure. So Instagram, Nuce Music, Nuce Music, Facebook, Nuce Music. Music is available on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Music videos are on YouTube under Nuce Music as well. New music videos always coming. I'd appreciate any subscribes, follows, shares, or whatever.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cheers.
We feel the same way,
100%.
folks. So check him out. And then while you're subscribing, feel free to subscribe wherever you're listening to the Two Idiots podcast. But no, that's I also, a little part of me, every time I read your name on social media, I think like Noise.
I was going to say the same thing.
I thought you were gonna say like Nuce.
No,
that
that's
he
probably
said
common. Yeah. The big Latino population that listens to Steinbach rappers are big. El Nuce.
Yeah.
That'll be your what are those Mexican wrestlers called? Luchadors or
Lucha
whatever.
Libres.
Yeah.
That'll be your
music video idea coming up. Yeah.
There you go.
You better tag us in it. We expect credit. Anyway.
Oh, for sure. If that happens, I'm shouting you guys out. No worries.
Amazing. You can feel free to work Two Idiots podcast into any of your rhymes. Have at her. You have your full express consent.
Awesome.
Awesome, man. This is a blast. Thanks for joining us, Luke.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys. Take care.
Yeah, all the best. See ya.
See ya.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
All right.
All
Now,
right.
again, we have 9 minutes left before Zoom decides to kick us out. I'm going to start paying for it because Randy's computer sucks, and we don't know how long.
I don't know what's going on with Meat. We'll have to try and get that figured out.
Yeah, and we don't know how long COVID's going to keep going this summer, when and if we'll be back in the studio. But in the meantime, while you're on social media, checking out Nuce and El Nuce and Noise, make sure that you follow the Two Idiots wherever you are. On Instagram, we are Two Idiots Podcast. On Facebook, we're Two Idiots Podcast. On Twitter, Two Idiots Show. And on YouTube, we're just the Two Idiots Podcast. Look for the logo. I think we're the first one that pops up now because we're the only active one.
Because we're the best.
That's why. Yeah, we're the best.
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Hit us up by email, doubleidiotspodcast@gmail.com. And you can also find us on Patreon at patreon.com/2idiotspodcast.
Patreon.
We got multiple tiers, multiple levels, $3, $5, $7, $10. If you feel so inclined to come throw some shekels our way for all the entertainment we've been giving you, we would really appreciate it. You know, it would help us go towards upgrading the show and making the listening experience better for you.
Indeed. And in that, yeah, so in those tiers from the 7 tier and above, you are in our Idiot Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
So the members, current members, the people that we love a little bit more than everybody else, they get a little extra. They get a shout out for being a part of our Idiot Hall of Fame.
They're
are
the
as
best.
follows. The best. Janet Gooden is one of them.
Hey.
Are you going next? You have it up?
I do not have it up because I'm a terrible
All right.
podcaster, Reg.
That's fine.
I can
Followed by
name one,
Janet
though.
Gooden.
I can name Brian Moore.
Ooh, that's one. That is still one for sure. Followed by Mitchell Buckpierce Buckers or Bucars or however his last name is actually pronounced. But we refuse
Mitchell,
to
you're always
acknowledge
going to
it.
be Buck Pierce Buckers, okay?
Buckpierce Buckers. We can't wait to meet the guy in real life one day. Followed by Mr. Drew McDonald, friend of the show, the first night of the tip.
Big Drew.
Night. Sir Drew of the McDonald's, the clan McDonald.
Sir Drew McDonald.
Drew. Followed by Kayla Lundberg on behalf of her and her partner, Jordan Peters.
And of course, my darling mother, Danny Dewick.
Woo, woo. Woo, woo.
Boo, 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 boo.
So folks, head over to patreon.com/2idiotspodcast. Support the show for as little as $3 a month. You get bonus content, merch, draws, you get giveaways, you get priority, all this other stuff. You're just a little part of the community that gets a little bit more. So also get yourself some merch. Teespring.com/2idiots. Nope. Teespring.com/stores/2-idiots-podcasts while Randy's camera falls over.
It's
and he
long
fixes
one,
it.
folks.
You see, he's finally got his beard coming back. A little
There
Cheeto.
we go. Yeah.
Little Cheeto dust on his face.
Just looks like I didn't wipe my face this morning.
Well, you might not have.
I didn't, I assure you.
I never wipe my face.
But it's exfoliating.
Yeah, it's a little extra food. It as it decomposes on my face, it exfoliates.
Precisely.
I think that's how it
it's
works.
like composting.
Derma posting.
There you go.
Yeah, facial derma posting.
We'll trademark it. Take it to Dragon's
We could
Den.
legit sell a cream that claims to, new technology in facial derma posting, and people would fall for it. People would buy that shit.
For sure they would.
2 Idiots Beauty.
That's that'll be next in the Teespring lineup.
Yeah, 2 Idiots Beauty. Get some. Look like us. Be
Get
pretty.
some. Yes, this is peak performance right here.
It's not Cheetos, it's health.
Fuck.
So the Suez Canal is unblocked now. Apparently, the ship came out.
Yes, it is.
I recently watched Seaspiracy, which is, if you've watched The Cove, if you listen to episode 10, whatever that was with Simon, was about The Cove and making of The Cove and such. Seaspiracy is very along those lines, and makes it hard to consume some fishy fish after that.
For sure.
Not that I eat fish much anyway, but
Right.
give it a watch. Also, last Blockbuster was an interesting watch.
I've heard good things about that. I don't want to get to that one yet.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Anyway, I still need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which apparently is delightful.
Do it. I got to catch up on episode 3 once we're done.
Oh, that's so annoying that they do it week by week like a real television show.
Because now that's how they get you from show to show now.
But I waited till the end of WandaVision to binge, so now I might do the same with this one.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
Speaking of WandaVision, we have 4 minutes here. WandaVision fucking
now that you finally fucking watched it.
Zing. Loved it. Though, as we were discussing, I mean, spoiler alert. Now that she's becoming kind of a baddie, I like we discussed via text, it's just, I don't know how much I like the fact that it sort of takes away from her story arc, that her redemption thing is what I thought they were getting at the
Right.
end of the last episode.
Right.
That like she was overcome by grief and that these people hate her for it and she did terrible things and she tortured them and that sucks. But I thought maybe they would just lean into the kind of the dark side of kind of the grief arc of, that it's shitty. We don't condone it, but we understand it kind of thing. But then now she's reading like the dark book or whatever it's called.
The Darkhold.
Yeah. And she gonna be,
which I don't think she's going to be bad herself. I think she's going to be, taken over by an entity of, there's a few options they could go with it. So I think it's not going to be Wanda herself. It's going to be someone who probably uses the book to take her over.
That makes sense. And then Doctor Strange will like force punch her out.
Yeah, do like the Ancient One did to the Hulk in
Exactly.
Endgame.
Yeah. Anyway, great show. Even if you're not super into superheroes, but again, if you don't know the backstory, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
And stick with it, because those first 3 episodes can be hard to get through.
Yeah,
because you really don't have a clue what's going on, but once you start to explore the deeper themes and shit like that, it gets real good.
It really, really does. And man, like almost had me weeping like a little baby there at the end. Again, it's not even a human interaction because he's a symbiote, whatever.
The synthezoid.
And yeah, symbiozoid. And but good Lord, that is some heavy shit.
Excellent writing on the show.
Something DC wishes it had, if we're being perfectly honest.
True. Very true.
I don't know who writes what, but they need to hire some Marvel writers to really get their shit to land.
We'll get there one day.
One day. I don't really care. I'll stick to the Marvel. All right, folks. Well, thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Check out Luc Loewen's all of his stuff, Nuce music on all the social media stuff. It's really good. We're not just pumping his tires. I listen to it for fun, like before even setting up the interview. Yeah, I love talking to local creators, which is we've definitely done a bunch of.
For sure.
But there's just something I don't know. When people are really going for it and getting after it, and then they decide to join our rinky-dink little circus show, and we appreciate it too, because we're out here
chasing
trying to
dreams, baby, chasing dreams.
Yep, chasing dreams, taking names, shaking babies, and whatever. All right, I need to go eat something, and so let's shut this shit down. Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye.
We love you. Bye.